Fleming Island Golden Eagles girls basketball team comes into the 2023-24 season with a lot of hope. They ended at 14-9 a year ago and actually lost in the district semifinals to the eventual district champion Oakleaf. This year they will be young but very competitive, and I had an opportunity to talk to the head coach of Fleming Island, Michael Hayward. Coach, thoughts on the season as you're just about ready to tip things off?
Well, with this season, I believe, of course, we're going to be young. So I believe we'll have some bumps and bruises, but the girls are working hard. And that's all you really can ask for kids to come in, put the work in, put the time in, and you'll see the improvement down the line. So I figure by mid-season, we'll start turning the corner a little bit.
I thought last year was a pretty successful season. You go 14-9, you make it to the district semifinals, losing to probably one of the best teams in the area in Oakleaf. Your assessment of how you think things went a year ago?
Well, again, I came into the season because, I coached the boys too as well, so I wasn't really expected to take the girls. But then when it all worked out and I became the girls' coach, I was a little skeptical at first. But again, last year, taking the girls that were coming back from the previous year and then getting girls in, again, we started working. We started off a little rocky in the beginning of the season, and then toward the end of the season, they started gelling, and they started working together as a unit. Again, they put in the work, and at the end of the season, it was something, I felt that we probably had a chance to really make the playoffs. But, we ran short because we did run into Oakleaf, which was, a pretty good team. So.
Well, speaking of youth, you were youthful a year ago, as you said. You really only lose one major starter, if I'm correct, in Michaela Maddox. And, she was solid for you. But I think probably the good thing is this group that you have, especially the core, they've put in some minutes already.
Yes, they have. That first five that I have probably been playing together now for definitely for two years, because London Jenkins, she transferred in last year, so this will be her second year here. Great ball player, phenomenal. I think along with her, Victoria, Ari, who you spoke with, they are starting to mesh together. They're building that chemistry. And I think they're going to surprise some people this year because, again, we're young on the back end, but we are still pretty experienced with the first 5 to 6 girls that I can rotate in and out.
What do you think are the strengths of this year's team?
Well, right now, Ray, we're still trying to figure out exactly our where we're going to be able to attack at and our strengths. We're not big, so I'm predicated on playing again fast and with some speed and putting pressure on the ball. The question still will be if our girls can live up to that. The other thing that I do here with the girls that they didn't do in the past is I take them through that 8 weeks of conditioning with the boys.
Oh, nice.
So they go through 8 weeks of conditioning. So not all the girls got privilege to that because they wasn't with me at that time. But that first 5, they did. And probably 2 more or 3 more other girls went through that whole 8 weeks of conditioning. So if I can get them to, understand the angles and pressing the way we like doing it here, we're going to be fine. So we're looking to play fast, be aggressive, and put pressure on the ball. So
it's always fun to get an opportunity to talk to the players of all these teams, and Fleming Island no different. They are a team that they could surprise some people. So let's see what the players have to say about the upcoming season. Joining us is Ariana Pierce of Fleming Island. First off, your thoughts heading into a brand new season. What do you think the team will be like this year?
I feel we're still young and we're learning a lot, but I feel we're going to be pretty good this year. I feel we're going to have a good season.
I know last year I was looking at some of the stats of the team, and you were one of the top rebounders on the team. Is that something you pride yourself in?
Yes, sir.
What would you say other parts of your game are your strength?
My defense. I'm a pretty good defender.
All right. And then what are maybe some of the things that you or coach says to you that, listen, Ariana, you need to work on this a little bit more?
Being light on my feet and controlling the ball.
I think one of the good things, it's good and bad, I guess, depending on where you're coming from, is that you guys are going to be very young. I think Michaela Maddox was the only senior that you lost from a year ago. So this is a group that's young but somewhat experienced.
Yes, sir.
You got to the district semifinals and lost to Oakleaf last year. That had to be a bit of a disappointment, but knowing how good they were a year ago, probably you walk away from that and go, oh, we got pretty far.
Yes, sir. I feel we made it pretty far last year, and I was pretty proud of the fact we were able to make it to the semi-district finals. But not only that, we competed with Oakleaf. For us being a young team, that meant a lot.
So as you come into this season, what would you say maybe the strength of your team will be this year?
The strength is we're not easily divided. We work together as a team regardless how the game's going. We stick together.
And then maybe some things you think that the team has to work on, and hopefully as time goes on throughout the year you get better.
Executing plays better. I feel we could do a better job with that, as well as handling the ball better instead of hot potato.
Any game on the schedule that Ariana says, I can't wait for that game? I know probably the Orange Park and the Clay game will be a good one.
I'm ready for the Clay game. That would be a good game. We get to play against a teammate we lost from last year, as well as my little sister.
With us now is Victoria Noble of the Fleming Island Golden Eagles. Victoria, this is a group, this team this year, although you're young, you've played a lot of minutes together, and I think that'll be a benefit for you.
Yeah. We're a young team, we just need to get a lot of reps, get more experience together.
I know Michaela Maddox, she was the third leading scorer, or second, I can't remember exactly, on the team last year. Oh, you were second, I think. But either way, do you feel like maybe you have to step up and be a little bit more of a scorer this year now that she's gone?
Yeah, as I'm a junior, it was my third year in the program. I just need to score more, get more defensive stops, steals. This year I'm gonna be getting more mid-range shots, not just being a three-point shooter, driving the ball.
I think last year you went 14-9 and made it to the district semifinals. Was that a bit of a surprise to you, or you kind of figured that's about where you guys would be?
I kind of figured that's where we were gonna be. We were practicing a lot in the off season or conditioning, and we did a lot of off season stuff.
I know one of the good things, I remember talking to Coach Williams a couple years ago, and numbers were tough. You didn't even have a JV team. It's kind of nice now, I'm guessing, that you at least have numbers and you have a JV team.
Yeah, these girls are going to get a lot of reps in, They're going to get a lot of experience and get better. It's just going to help benefit us in the future.
What do you think is the best part of your game? I've watched you play a bunch, and I think your ability to score is your strength. What do you think?
Everyone knows me as a three-point shooter, which I think that's the best aspect of my game right now.
And then the same thing that I asked Ariana, what do you think is a part of your game that you need to improve upon this year?
Just being a better ball handler, just improve on that this season.
How would you rate your defense? Because sometimes when people are scorers, they think all they want to do is score with no defense. How would you rate yourself as a defender?
I'm gonna say I'm a 7 out of 10 defender, 8 out of 10.
Okay, so what would you say is one of the qualities of this team this year that you like?
I think since we're all kind of young, we're all close. We all have a good relationship with each other, and that'll help us in the game have better team chemistry.
That'll wrap up another preview show. I want you to make sure that you like all of our social media platforms. That, of course, is X, Instagram, and Facebook. And without a doubt, make sure you like our YouTube channel so that you can see all the live games we'll have this coming basketball season. Until our next preview show, I'm Ray Canaveri, and you've been watching Florida Sports Broadcasting.